Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Toldot, literally legacy of Yitzchak. But what is legacy for the humanity? Usually, it's a hero that goes on a heroic deed or self-sacrifice, and his or her deed becomes a legacy for the nations. This is how national heroes are born, and this legacy is remembered for generations. It's like a role model for everybody. Our parsha talks about Yitzchak's legacy. And definitely Yitzchak, our father Yitzchak, has abandoned his life of the total self-sacrifice. Obviously, I'm talking about Akedat Yitzchak, sacrifice of Yitzchak. Yes, you can say that he was very passive in the story, and it was Avram who actually did all the heroic deed. But don't forget, Yitzchak was 37 years old at that moment, and he definitely could escape his fate, but he willingly going to sacrifice his life just to fulfill God's will. Obviously, there are many interpretations to the story, and nothing is as plain as it sounds. It's very much multi-perspective, but we spoke about this before. But the problem is that the story of this heroic deed, heroic action of Yitzchak, of the sacrifice, happened many years ago. 2 weeks ago, we read it in the weekly Torah portion. The legacy that is the title of our weekly Torah portion begins today. And what's today? Nothing special. Even the phrase that the Torah begins this parsha, it says that the legacy of Yitzchak, it's because he was Avram's son. And exactly like Avram, he goes through the famine, his wife doesn't have children, he digs the same well that Avram did. He kind of copying everything that Avram did before. So where are the heroics? Where is the legacy that we inherit from our father Yitzchak? But to understand this, I just want to share, or I'm sure you know the story of The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I'm not going to discuss the whole book because it's a very vast book, but it's interesting relationship between Frodo, the main character, the main hobbit, on his small shoulders, basically the well-being of the entire civilized or not so civilized world, and his friend Sam, who is just his assistant in all this heroic journey of Frodo. But when they come back at the end of the book, Frodo cannot find himself a place. He is the hero of the crisis time. Sam, on the other hand, becomes a hero of the Shire, of his neighborhood, and he marries, he builds a family. Frodo departs from this world with all the heroic era of his journey. But Sam is a legacy. He builds up the daily life. I think the same idea here is with Yitzchak. Even in our phrase, in the first phrase of the Parshas Toldot, it says that Abraham holided Yitzchak, that this is Yitzchak's legacy. Let's try to read it other way around. Yes, Abraham was a charismatic leader. He is the one that people follow after him. As we read in the Parshas Lech Lecha, that all the people, all the followers of Abraham and Sarah, they came together with them to the land of Canaan. But in the moment that Avram departs from this world, we don't hear about them. They disappear. This is what happened when you have a heroic leader that goes through his life all the time through heroic deeds. But when this charismatic leader departs, all the fellowship, all the legacy goes together with him. Yitzchak, on the other hand, he is a regular hero. He is the one that builds life. He is the one that whatever Avram did as heroic, he enroots it in our legacy. This is the legacy to build a family, to create the community, to build the nation. This is what Yitzchak does. His wells were never covered, unlike Avram's wells. Obviously, it's a great honor, a great hero, and great legacy to be this self-sacrificing hero. But it's not only about dying as a hero. It's much more difficult to live as a hero. And this is Yitzchak's legacy. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next week.